Welcome to Legion Builds, where I guide you on how to bring your favorite fictional characters into Dungeons & Dragons. This video and all my content is made possible by my Patreon supporters, and it's dedicated to everyone who subscribes to my channel. You're all the reasons why this keeps going. Join the Legion today at patreon.com/63rdlegion for free and help decide next week's new character. Joining my paid tiers allows you early access to my content, a shout out in my videos, homebrew D&D items for your games, and a chance to play some D&D in the Patreon community. We now have a Discord. It's just getting started, but we have some future plans coming, like events for Discord members and Patreon members. Time for yet another totally awesome member of the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. It's Michelangelo. The raddest of the group, Mikey is a wild turtle who would rather spend his days playing games, skateboarding, and eating pizza, meaning he's generally more in trouble than the others. To help curb his hyperness, Splinter gave him the hardest weapons to master, the nunchucks. A weapon that requires not only focus, but can help Mikey capitalize on his far greater speed and agility. For today's build, we'll be using the Player's Handbook, Xanathar's Guide to Everything, and Monsters of the Multiverse. We're using standard point array to keep things simple, and we are multi-classing, so watch those stat minimums if you use another system. Make Dex 15, Charisma 14, Wisdom 13, Con 12, Strength 10, and we're going to be dumping Intelligence with an 8 because you never pay attention to anything. Michelangelo is a humanoid turtle, and Tortle from Monsters of the Multiverse is a humanoid turtle. Hold Breath lets you hold your breath for up to 1 hour. Natural Armor gives you an AC of 17 because of your shell, but it also makes you too big to wear armor. Claws makes your unarmed strikes 1d6 plus your strength modifier in slashing damage. Nature's Intuition gives you a free skill, Grab Stealth. Shell Defense lets you withdraw into your shell with an action. When you do this, your AC receives a +4 bonus, and you now have advantage on strength and con saving throws. But you are now prone, your speed is reduced to 0, this can't be increased, you have disadvantage on dex saves, you can't take reactions, and the only thing you can do is a bonus action to emerge from your shell. To finish out your lineage, you know the language Common and 2 more of your choice. For background, place +2 into Charisma and +1 into Dex. For your origin feat, Lucky is going to help when you need it the most. This gives you luck points equal to your proficiency bonus per long rest. When you take a D20 test, you can spend 1 luck point to give yourself advantage on the test. You can also spend 1 luck point to give a creature attacking you disadvantage on the roll. For skills, grab Persuasion and Sleight of Hand. To finish out your background, take proficiency in Thieves' Tools. Level 1 monks begin with 2 skills. Take Acrobatics and Athletics. You are proficient in simple melee weapons, martial weapons with the light property, 1 musical instrument or artisan tool of your choice, and the saving throws Dex and Strength. Martial Arts improves your unarmed strikes and monk weapons, which are all simple melee weapons and martial weapons with the light property. When not wearing armor or wielding a shield, your attacks with unarmed strikes and monk weapons can use your Dex for attack and damage. You can make an unarmed strike with a bonus action, and your unarmed strikes and monk weapons will do martial arts dice and damage, which is a d6. Unarmored defense gives you an AC of 10 plus your dex modifier plus your wisdom modifier when not wearing armor or wielding shields, but your shell is better. Level 1 fighters start things off with more proficiencies when you multi-class into them. You are now proficient in all weapons, shields, and medium armor. Fighting style grants you a fighting style feat. For this feat, 2-weapon fighting lets you add your damage modifier to a second weapon you are holding. Second wind lets you shrug off damage by healing yourself with a bonus action by 1d10 plus your fighter level. You can do this twice per long rest, but regain 1 use after a short rest. Weapon Mastery allows you to access the special properties of your weapons. At the end of a long rest, you can choose 3 weapons you are proficient with, and now you can access their Weapon Mastery properties. For some Weapon Masteries you'll use, Club, which we'll use instead of nunchucks, and Whip give you Slow, which slows down a creature you've hit with this weapon by 10 feet, but this can never be lower than 10 feet. If you want to know why I talked about whips, the UK hates nunchucks, so they made them change it to a rope weapon. Darts give you Vex, which gives you advantage on your next attack against a creature you've hit with this weapon before the end of your next turn. Level 2 fighters gain Action Surge. You can give yourself a free action once per short or long rest. Tactical Mind lets you use Second Wind when you fail a skill check, adding the D10 to the check, and if you still fail, you don't burn the use of Second Wind. Level 2 monks unlock Monk Focus. You now have focus points equal to your monk level between short or long rest. You can spend these points to perform special moves. For these moves, Flurry of Blows cost 1 focus point and lets you make 2 unarmed strikes with a single bonus action. Patient Defense turns Disengage into a bonus action for you, and by spending 1 focus point, you can now take Disengage and Dodge as the same bonus action. Step of the Wind turns Dash into a bonus action, and for 1 focus point, you can now take Disengage and Dash as the same bonus action and double your jump distance. Unarmored Movement increases your movement when you're not wearing armor or wielding a shield, bringing it to 40 feet. Uncanny Metabolism lets you regain all used focus points when you roll initiative, and you gain temp HP equal to your monk level plus 1 martial arts dice. You can do this once per long rest. Level 3 monks now have access to their subclass. Way of the Drunken Master, found in Xanathars, will be improving your movement. First, you gain new proficiencies in Brewer Supplies and the skill Performance. Drunken Technique lets you do more with your Flurry of Blows. Now when you use Flurry of Blows, you can disengage as part of the same bonus action, and your speed is increased by 10 feet until the end of your current turn. Deflect Attacks lets you reduce damage you take from attacks with your reaction if they are dealing bludgeoning, slashing, or piercing damage. When you do this, you reduce the damage by 1d10 plus your dex modifier plus your monk level. If you reduce the damage to 0 and have an open hand, you can spend 1 focus point to redirect the attack by forcing a dex save and dealing a martial arts dice in damage. If it was a melee attack, you redirect it at someone within 5 feet of you, and if it was a ranged attack, you redirect it towards someone within 60 feet of you. You've hit character level 5, raise your proficiency bonus to +3. Level 4 monks earn our first ability score improvement, Bump Up Dex. Slow Fall reduces damage you take from falling with a reaction by 5 times your monk level. Level 5 monks learn Extra Attack. You can now attack twice with a single attack action. Stunning Strike lets you stun your enemies. When you hit a creature with an attack, you can spend 1 focus point to force a con save. If they pass, their speed is halved and the next attack against them is at advantage. If they fail, they gain the stun condition, which makes all attacks against them at advantage plus a lot more. Finally, your martial arts dice are now a d8. Level 6 monks receive Empowered Strikes. Your unarmed strikes can now deal force damage instead of bludgeoning damage. Tipsy Sway grants you more maneuverability. Now when you fall prone, you can stand up by sacrificing 5 feet of your movement instead of half, and when a creature misses you with a melee attack, you can spend 1 focus point to redirect the attack at another creature you can see within 5 feet. Your unarmored movement is now 45 feet. Level 7 monks gain Evasion. Now when you succeed a dex save, you take no damage and only half on a failure. Your character level 9 bring your proficiency bonus to +4. Level 8 monks earn another ability score improvement, Cap Off Dex. Level 3 fighters now have access to their subclass. Champion from the player's handbook is going to make you a better fighter. Improved Critical makes your attacks crit on 19 or 20. Remarkable Athlete gives you advantage on initiative rolls and athletics checks. Also, when you score a critical hit, you can now move half your total speed without provoking attack of opportunity. Level 4 fighters earn another ability score improvement, Bump Up Charisma for better dance moves and to make you more likable. You now have 3 uses of Second Wind and up to 4 weapon masteries. Level 5 fighters unlock Tactical Shift. This allows you to move up to half your speed when you use Second Wind, and this movement doesn't provoke an attack of opportunity. You're now character level 13, bump up your proficiency bonus to +5. Level 6 fighters earn another ability score improvement, Cap Off Dex. Level 7 champion fighters learn another fighting style feat. For this feat, thrown weapon fighting adds +2 damage when you hit with a thrown weapon. Level 8 fighters earn another ability score improvement. Let's grab a feat. Speedy from the player's handbook is going to help you with your movement even further. First, it bumps up your con by +1, then your speed is increased by 10. Taking the dash action over difficult terrain doesn't cost extra movement, and finally, all opportunity attacks against you are at disadvantage. Level 9 fighters receive Indomitable. You can re-roll one failed saving throw per long rest. Tactical Master lets you change the weapon mastery property to weapons you've chosen. For what you can change these to, Push pushes a creature you've hit with this weapon back by 10 feet. Sap gives a creature hit by this weapon disadvantage on their next attack before the start of your next turn. And finally, Slow, we've already talked about. You're at the final milestone, character level 17. Max out your proficiency bonus at +6. Level 10 champion fighters are heroic warriors. Now on the start of your turn, if you don't have an inspiration dice, you can give yourself one for free. You now have 4 uses of second wind and up to 5 weapon masteries. Level 11 fighters gain another extra attack, bringing your total attacks up to 3 per attack action. Our final level is level 12 fighters, and you get our final ability score improvement, and you are past character level 19, which means you can grab epic boon feats. For your boon, Boon of Speed adds +1 to your dex and then increases your speed by 30 feet. And now as a bonus action, you can disengage, and while you can already do that, this will now break the grapple condition. Now that we've hit level 20, let's recap. Your stats are Strength 10, Dex 21, Con 13, Intelligence 8, Wisdom 13, Charisma 20. Your total class levels are Fighter 12, Monk 8. Let's dive in. You're hard to pin down. Your total speed is 70 feet. You can dash with a bonus action, escape grapples with a bonus action, can disengage multiple ways, you can make a 20-foot jump. Getting up from prone is even better for you. You can dodge with a bonus action. Attacks of opportunity against you are at disadvantage. Difficult terrain doesn't cost extra movement, and you can give yourself a free action. You're also a fast fighter. You can attack up to 4 times normal, 7 times with an action surge. When you attack, you can knock them back, stun them, slow them down, or cause them to have disadvantage. Finally, you can stand your ground. You can give yourself advantage on any d20 test, make attacks against you at disadvantage, can heal yourself, reduce damage from falling, reduce damage from attacks, redirect attacks, rerolled failed saves, and your AC is 17. Downside. Firstly, your intelligence is bad. No shock there. Your wisdom could be better because that's the basis of your stunning strike DC, and it could also increase your AC. Speaking of AC, you'll want a better AC because your total health, taking the average, is just over 130 HP. That's not bad actually, but your brothers got a lot better. Finally, like your brothers, your range is limited. You can obviously grab a ranged weapon though, so it doesn't really matter. It's ninja time, so grab a pizza, your nunchucks, and go kick some ninja butt. I'd like to thank my Artificer tier. Thank you John Martin, Christopher R. Hunter, Java Squirrel, and Daniel Saftler. Make sure to like and subscribe to not miss a single new build each week on YouTube and Spotify. And make sure to check out my Patreon where you can help decide next week's new character.